Okay, I'll go to the bed.
Danny's taking us to bed.
Awesome.
I've got COVID and I'm pregnant. Only allow their kids to go out and have fun during summer. Is she calling her friend?
Bitch obviously thinks she's better than the health department, doesn't she? And just throw one of those ghost peppers in there.
That just sounds like a kink, not a medical remedy. Okay.
Put on the mask.
I'm just grabbing your ass, mate. Stop this rubbish, let's get into it. There are plenty of trolls and stuff on the internet at the moment, and we thought we would help some of these trolls really expose how much of an idiot they truly are by reading some of their absolute mindless, blithering crap out on air, and having you guys try and guess whether the comment is true or a troll. So after each one, we'll get you to put down in the comments below whether you think that this thing was a true one or a troll one, and we'll answer you in the comments and tell you what it actually was.
Also important to note is that we have Flick. Tim's a beautiful partner. She is assisting and she's come up with all the research. So we don't know anything of what she's going to say. It's all new to us.
All we know is she's been trolling the trolls.
Hey guys, I am LEXA DIXON, of course, and you are on my channel, and with me today is...
Me, Tim.
And you are here on episode 3 of Truth or Troll. I can't believe it, we made it to episode 3 already.
I'm surprised we actually got the first one done.
Wait, are we just making these because people are enjoying them, or because we are enjoying it?
We'll find that out after the first 10, I guess.
Yes,
but anyway,
right. And of course, joining us in the background is Flick, and she's the one that's going to be asking us the questions and bits and pieces.
That's her fingers. And Flick's got a whole pile of things that she's found in the media since the last episode. They're probably far...
Actually, that Axel found.
Oh, Axel found that lot, is it?
I didn't read.
Yeah, I haven't read them.
We've got lists for the next while set up on this, so it's going to be interesting over the next few periods of time to see the kind of weirdness that's out there. There's enough of it that we've got a lot of episodes lined up. Yeah, but we're letting Flick work out most of these so that we don't know what they are really until it gets here.
My boss once asked me to make the pages of a document smaller. She actually had them zoomed in to 200% and thought that the font was 46.
I used to work in print, and I would get a block of text to fit onto a card, just sort of a postcard kind of thing. And they would want me to put all of the text in, but make the font big enough to read. So, it had to be at least 12-point type, or something like that, but that was far too much text to go on the card. So what I would do is things like change the lines so they were overlapping.
Yeah, they were.
And apparently that wasn't acceptable. I had to figure out how to keep it a different type size, at a particular type size, but fit it onto a small piece of card.
See, it's always funny when somebody who does not know any office admin type stuff comes up to you and says, hey, I want it this way, thinking that they know better than what you do.
My thought was, I really want to see this person parallel parking. Truth or troll, that one will be a truth, yeah.
A conversation with my husband. Honey, I'm at the store, but they have only pots for corn. What do you mean? Well, there's corn boiling in the pot shown in the box, but I don't see any with picture of pasta. Don't come home.
I think what this issue is when the guy left, he left his brain at home and just went out for the shop.
I think it was one of my ex-flatmates.
That'll explain a lot.
Yeah. Have you looked at the tins in the supermarket? Because if you go buy a tin of peaches, what's printed on the label?
Peaches.
Okay, if you go buy a tin of asparagus, what's printed on the label?
Asparagus.
If you go buy a tin of baked beans, what's printed on the label?
Baked beans.
If you go buy a tin of cat food, what's printed on the label?
Cat food.
Cat.
Is it a picture of a cat?
Yeah.
Still symbolises cat food.
Yeah.
But is the cat food made of cat?
Oh.
Yeah, and we won't even go into baby food. Next.
Oh, wow.
Next one.
When we were having lunch, my colleague asked me, when a person loses their thumb and the forefinger, does their ring finger become their middle finger? I'm afraid to imagine how this idea crossed his mind and what else is going on inside his head.
I guess that's true. It does. Mathematically true. Okay.
Yeah.
It was my first day working a tech support job. I answered the phone call from a woman whose laptop wouldn't turn on. She was at the airport trying to get some work done and was very frustrated because she had been working for several hours and the laptop suddenly shut off. I asked her if she had the laptop plugged in when it shut off, or if she was just running it on the battery. It can be plugged in. I thought it was supposed to be wireless.
I have taken that support call myself. I had somebody phone me up. They couldn't get their computer running and the monitor wouldn't turn on. The lights weren't turned on. It was plugged into the wall, and all of this sort of stuff. And I asked him, can you check to see if the plug's turned on and if the power board's plugged in? He said, I can't. It's too dark down behind the desk. I said, how come it's so dark down there? He said, oh, there's a power cut. That's true. The moment he told me that, he realised why his computer wasn't going, and felt like a bit of a numbnuts, I believe.
Humanity, where is the issues?
Everywhere. The insurance company asked if there was any chance that my dad's amputated leg would grow back.
Yes.
Was he part troll?
Well, we don't know.
Could have been part, what is it, skink? You cut one of those in half and they grow back?
Yeah, or troll. Trolls grow back
Worm?
too. Yeah. The thing is, if you cut a troll in half, does it grow back two trolls?
Or does it become a truth?
Ooh.
Well, let's go find a troll and find out.
Yeah. I would say it's probably true, but only if you cover the stump with rooting hormone.
My nephew asked me, how do we know that dinosaurs were actually called dinosaurs?
Good question.
I mean, we just called them dinosaurs, and that's why they're called dinosaurs.
Well, they could have been called Bruce.
Or Willis.
Yeah. I think the answer to that is dinosaur is actually an adjective.
But then I'm saying that, who would call a kid Bruce anyway? Poor kid would have to hang his head in shame.
Bruce would. Bruce Senior. We'd call him Bruce Junior.
Because I'm a dwarf, I get a lot of hilarious questions. One of my favourites was, do you need to get a smaller engine for your car? I really wish I could have seen the internal process that led you to that question, lady.
I think the answer to that is check out the engine in Greg's new Mini.
That ain't small.
No.
No. Do you have a small engine?
No.
Nor do I.
Nor do I.
Yeah, you ain't exactly short, bro. And I meant height.
I think we definitely need to move on to the next one.
In high school, we were warming up before a baseball game. It was in the evening, and some really ominous dark clouds started rolling in. One of my teammates very seriously asked, is that a storm, or is that just night coming?
It's paranormal. Got to watch out for those black clouds.
What time of day was it?
Evening!
The answer is yes.
The Craven from Dunland! Hide!
Yep.
I have an identical twin brother, and one time a girl asked me if we ever get each other confused.
I'd say all the time.
Wait, they ask if the twins get each other confused.
Yep.
Well, what do you think about that, Axel?
Next.
Oh, goodness.
We're discussing... blah, blah, blah.
I wonder if twins actually do sometimes get muddled up, whether that is a thing. That would be interesting to look up.
Well, you wouldn't wake up and be like, oh my god, that's me.
Or which one am I?
Well, you are that person.
No, how do you know that you weren't switched?
And don't wake up in the other body overnight. Is there such a phenomenon? That would be an interesting one to read about.
I mean,
where the twins could wake up in the other one's bodies, you know, a psycho thing, a parapsychology.
But there's
thing.
always,
I think you need to make a movie, dude.
There is a minuscule thing that pulls them apart, and the twins know it. So you would consciously know if you're not in your body.
Would you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Non-identical twins definitely would.
Yeah.
Brother and sister,
Well,
for
maybe.
example. Yeah.
Maybe we should actually discuss this with identical twins.
It's an interesting thing to research.
And next week on the episode,
if you're an identical twin or you know anyone who are identical twins, then yeah, that's something we'd be interested to ask. This sort of weird phenomena. I imagine if it did happen, they wouldn't talk about it much because they get locked up.
Steve's got a good point. I like how they can fool a partner. You know, oh, I'm not feeling it tonight. You go in there in my steed.
Yeah, just trying to figure out which one of them is on the left or right.
We're discussing Cardinal Directions in my driver's ed class. The instructor asked the girl in the front row what direction her house was from here. She pointed out the window. He asked, so west. She responded, well, it's my east because I'm facing you.
Oh, it's just good to know that they change wherever you move.
Well, somebody that dense would have their own gravity well.
So if I'm not looking up that way, or down that way, the South Island could become the East Island. And would become the West Island, rather than the North Island, South Island.
I think that really defines self-centered to a dino level.
Notice what he did there?
My niece once asked her parents whether people who have a problem with pronouncing the letter R have an inner voice that can't do it too.
You mean like Australians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my answer to that is when I had to learn American or the American accent a couple of weeks ago or whatever, and I'm still working on it now, you know, I could quite clearly hear it in my head. I just couldn't get it out. So it's like the R thing. I'm pretty sure you can pronounce the R in your head, but it might be eh when you try and say it.
Yeah, like,
It.
yeah, try getting an Australian to say rural.
Rural.
No, or a car, they have a car. It's just C-A-A-A-A.
Yeah, car.
Car. Yeah, Australians don't do R's.
Yeah. And Americans, they like to pronounce their R's.
Their R's are a lot richer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I work at an IT help desk. A girl once asked me, do you guys have any of those wireless internet cables?
A wireless internet cable.
Glenn stare ensued while I waited for her to understand the request. Then I said it's already plugged in.
Yeah. We should do that. We should make an ad on YouTube for wireless internet cables.
Yeah, can you just plug it in? It is already.
see how many sales we get. Yeah. To activate your wireless internet cable, just go to here and click on the Wi-Fi button and join your local network. Make sure you've purchased a cable from us first.
Arr.
$5 each.
Arr, piracy. Yeah, that's coming out next April.
When was it? My last run today that I was doing from from Thunderbirds to Weta.
Thunderbirds. Yep.
Shut up now.
Thunderbirds.
So they were talking about the first season of Thunderbirds I Go. And second season can be found online, And they're like, I've got no idea where I can find the first season. So we've got a whole bus full of people. And I'm like, said to the tour guide from Weta, I was like, I could download it. And he looks at me and he's like, arr, piracy. Yeah.
Oh dear.
What should I do if a woman says to me, Listen to a woman, but do the opposite.
Panic. You're fucked, mate. You're just screwed there.
Yeah, that's kind of like, what, an oxymoron, I suppose?
No.
It's like, do what a woman says, but do the opposite.
Yeah, but the thing is, she's already said it to him. If she says it to him, what's he meant to do?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It puts you in a fucking corner.
Yeah. This is usually before coffee. I take it in the morning.
No time to digest the information. As long as Danny doesn't say that to me.
Yeah, the answer to that is yes, dear.
Ah! Or is it no, dear?
Yes, dear.
No, because it's the opposite.
Yes, dear.
No.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
Whatever you say, darling.
Steve says, do what she says.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't help with that kind of situation.
I'm a postpartum nurse. Once a patient asked me, after she gave birth, when will the doctor be here to pierce my nipples so I can breastfeed?
Right. Next. Yeah.
What? You got nothing to say at all?
I've sometimes thought that people should have to pass an intelligence, basic intelligence quota before being able to have children.
Oh, if that was the case, we'd have a population crisis.
We need one.
Yeah.
Some populations are in a bit of crisis already, but...
A safari guide in South Africa said he once heard a woman ask her husband, "Honey, is that the same moon we see in Texas?"
No, it's different moons when you travel overseas, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Every country has their own.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's where they get the blue moon from, isn't it? Blue moon's from Africa. So once in a blue moon is obviously once when you get over to Africa, the blue moon. And that's when everything happens. That's, you say, once in a blue moon. Yeah. It's believable, right?
Unless it was just some guy's ass sticking out the window.
That's a full moon.
I've been working at an Apple store for about 7 years. And I particularly remember the customer who asked me if her iPod would get heavier as she puts more music on it.
Oh, it's Apple. It's possible. Worst product in the world.
It comes down to a customer density thing again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I would have just said yes, and that you can get the new iPod or iPhone that comes out that has better anti-gravity built in.
There's definitely a lot of density with those people that like Apple. So yeah. Apple or Samsung, drop it in the comment.
That was the last of that lot.
That was the last of that lot.
Oh wow.
If you've got lists of really weird stuff, send them through to Flick.
And how are they going to do that?
in the comments. Put it in the comments and say, hey Flick, here's a list of weird stuff.
F's in the chat.
Yep. It can't be a list of Axel's name. That's not enough weird things in one list. Well, maybe it is. Okay.
That was short and sweet. Alright guys, have a good one. See you on the next one.
Indeed.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed that video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button over here. And of course, if you want to go and check out the other episodes, you can check it out in the playlist right here. And go and subscribe to Tim. His channel's right here.